Joyous time zones, my Sakonauts. I'm Sako Tumi, also known as the Witch of Tylwyth Teg, and today we are talking about becoming a magician in Condensed Chaos by Phil Hine. Thank you, Christina. I super appreciate you swinging over. Especially since their stream is so, on it today. Jeez. I'm like, should I even do my stream? However, hey, doll. So lovely to see you. I miss your face. And your avatar. All right. Who am I? What's going on here? A little bit of music. And maybe the grounding ritual. I don't have my fancy mic. I just have the webcam mic. Taking deep breaths. That's wise, Jace. Maybe you need the grounding thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a rough month and I'm slower to do my own thing, so I take more alone time. Yeah. That's not a bad thing. It's not a terrible thing. I'm just letting you know, I miss having you around. Will we see you tonight on Savvy's thing? I will be there. That is my plan. Though I've been going to bed kind of early lately. Well, going to bed. I've been falling asleep in my blanket for it, and then my husband comes and wakes me up at 1:30, and then I said the thing to the person, but the act turned my anxiety up to 11. I'd like to start this morning with a grounding ritual to start your day. Sit with your hands in your lap and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it for a moment. And as you let it out completely through your mouth, let go of the tension from the night and the grogginess of the morning. Take another deep breath in. As you breathe in, imagine you are breathing in pure love. As you breathe out, imagine you are breathing out forgiveness. Take a third deep breath in, and as you do so, imagine a light coming in at the top of your head. It enters at the top of your head and spreads down over your face, neck, and shoulders. This cleansing light now expands along your back, down your legs, and out through your feet. It is as if cleansing light is a constant flow of soothing energy entering from your head and passing out through the arches of your feet. You are just outside the door of your domain. The air is crisp and cool. The evergreens sway slightly in the breeze, and there is a large patch of moss at your feet. Step barefoot onto the moss. Feel how soft it is. Feel the solid ground underneath. That light coming into your head can now be translated into energy that you can send out your feet. Convert the light into roots and send the roots out the bottoms of your feet and deep into the earth, as deep as you can. The soil is fresh, easy to toil, easy to carve a path down. Feel how anchored you are, how close to the earth. Reach as far down as you can. The earth hugs your roots comfortably, no matter how sharp or curly, no matter how many times they split off. Oh, it's loud, is it? Let me see if I can turn it down. Something with a little less snap to it. Wicked way to start the day. All right, where was I? Slowly pull the roots back up the way they came. Your roots slither through the dark, the soil filling in its wake. Pull the roots back into your feet, convert it back to the light, and let the light filter through you and out the top of your head. I bet you I goofed it. Lo-fi free of snare drums, yeah. Oh. Good morning. Pull the roots back into your feet. Convert it back to the light. And let the light filter through you and out the top of your head. Take one more deep breath in and begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. When you are ready, open your eyes. Not that you guys, were into the grounding ritual, but breathe. Breathing good. First quit. There's something wrong with Air Server. Which is the app that I use so that my iPad can talk to my computer. Oh, wow, I'm late. Sent Mr. Poe to work, came back and realized I hadn't said the comment. Oh, no problem. It's a Sako. It's a Ellie. Music is a little distracting. I'm sorry. Good morning. Good morning, Ekaterina. Yeah, I'll look a little closer for copyright-free lo-fi without snare drum. Good morning, Bonnie. It's lovely to see you, darling. Christina. Katerina. Hi, computer. Hi, iPad. Oh, so let's do that self-care card. Oh, I finished my coffee and I didn't realize it. I might have to take you guys into the kitchen and get some more coffee. I don't have anything really plugged into the computer right now, so 10 cups is awesome. All right. Yay! Get more coffee. Yay! Field trip. Yeah, we'll do the card first, and then we'll get more cups. And we can talk about maybe how we can apply the card to our lives today. I don't have my permission slip. As a parent, do you sign your own permission slip? The Hermit reversed. My family is my husband, and he does not mind. Well, he minds, but he puts up with my shit. The Hermit. Yeah, I need to break it down, though. It's been a week. The Hermit asks you to take time out of your busy schedule to connect with your higher self. Having trouble managing your day-to-day life has ignited your feelings of dissatisfaction. In need of spiritual sanity, this is a great time to evaluate your priorities. A lack of inner reflection can cause you to miss the greater purpose in your life. Beware of sinking too deep into isolation and becoming disconnected from the outside world. It is totally fine to seclude yourself to find clarity and purpose, but don't create your own confinement. Remember that this period of reflection is a choice, and you can free yourself from your own imprisonment at any time. Know that you are not alone, and that whenever you decide to reach out, a helping hand will be there to support you. Sometimes my mom is here. That's my thing. Don't isolate. Yeah. That's what I'm trying really hard not to do as well. I do get a little bit of cabin fever from time to time, every couple of months. Physically, but emotionally and like you don't have to do it alone. Oh, coffee. Oh, computer is hot. I can do this. This is going to be a thing. Oh, man. All right, this is going to sit down for a second while I get the fuck up. And you get a nice view of my dress. Ooh, toasty. Oh my goodness. I just forged my own signature field trip. Woo! little coffee nook. Next time my husband goes to the store, I would like some more coffee. Oh. I'm going to come over here in hopes that it will be less noisy. Also, my favorite creamer. Well, this isn't my favorite. I like the hazelnut the best, but they haven't had the hazelnut for months now. Also, thank you, Allie. Half of it is down because I'm supposed to be taking it down, but I have not been eager to take down all the lights. Everything else, no problem, but the lights. Lights and decor. Oh, goodness. So yeah, like I'm doing my best to not isolate, to participate in communities like my Chaos Witch group and my Buddhist community and all of that jazz. My bed is a permanent blanket fort. And we don't have a spare room, and our basement is a studio. Hi, Jenny. Feel free to lurk. I guess I'm going Godzilla on the blanket fort isn't an option. Rawr, crash, rawr. Oh, that's a terrible idea. Terrible. Sounds like my husband is starting to stir. But fun, yeah. Not an option. Destruction is not necessarily super fun for me. Even though I destroy everything in my path. The cat and his bowl. Oh crap, don't you have a guardian for your blanket fort? Yes. You might not appreciate the comedy of the situation. No. You would not. Oh man, knocked it off. I have the light like precariously perched. And I keep knocking it off. Power. God damn it. Come on. Did you want to meet my guardian? Hi, buddy. I know we haven't done tea yet. I'm sorry. This is Gorlak. He was sent by Kali. He fights fire with fire. So basically, if anybody comes into the blanket fort, they feel like crap. If anybody comes into the blanket fort with intent of causing harm, they feel like crap. Jealousy, you're looking forward to making one when we move. Any suggestions on how to make awesome? Yes. Lights. Lights are the way. Also, these tapestries are like super light. So you don't have to worry about the extra weight and supporting it. But such protect. Yep. Usually when I first put up the things, I try to have tea or wine with him. Super hot. All right. Let's see, where did we leave off? Are we still on the... Yeah, we are. Okay. Taking a break. One point that must be taken into account is that it is very easy to get yourself into a situation where you find that you have overloaded yourself with magical work to do. This is not a good practice, as it is increasing the possibility that you will get bogged in inertia. If you find that this is the case, then take a holiday from your active magical work. This is particularly useful if you find yourself reading too many magical books without giving yourself time to assimilate their contents. Taking a break from your active magical work can be a magical act in its own right. Set a period during which you don't read any magical texts or do any active practice other than perhaps a daily meditation. Paradoxically, you may find this difficult to do, particularly if you have placed a good deal of importance on becoming a magician. By giving yourself a short breathing space, you will find that you can approach practice with a renewed freshness. And frankly, this goes for anything. Take a holiday from art, take a holiday from writing, which is why they recommend that in during NaNoWriMo, like during December, that you take a break from your manuscript, because after daily practice like that, so Bailey has become obsessed with washing her hands and brushing her teeth, which, like, awesome, good job, but also get out of the sink. Toothpaste isn't food. Stop. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. Stages of learning. When learning a new skill, there are 3 stages that we go through, which it is well to be aware of. When we initially begin some new practice, there is hopefully a high level of enthusiasm. The results of the practice are good, and we can feel the benefits of what we're doing. So far, so good. I'm on a forced break, laid up with a broken ankle. Glad you're on. Oh, babe. I forgot, like, when I left, you ended up busting your ankle open. Not open, but busting your ankle, period. The results of the practice are good. So far, so good, right? At some stage, though, we pass into the dry phase of acquiring the skill. At this point, it becomes boring. This is the time when all the excuses for not doing something, all the little get-out clauses that we resort to, are at their most powerful. It is the hump that the students on long degree courses experience. And the phase when it seems easier to give up rather than push on. Indeed, many people do quit magical development at this stage as they suddenly find the benefits they have experienced earlier. Hang on in there. It won't last forever. No, wait. I skipped a line. When it seems easier to give up rather than push on. Indeed, many people do quit magical development at this stage as they suddenly dry up and vanish. Our advice is to grit your teeth and hang on in there. It won't last forever, though at times it might seem like it. If you can get over the hump, then you may well be surprised to find that gradually you feel different about what you're doing. That you can see the benefit of something that for a time you felt was pointless and boring, and even that you're quite enjoying it. A lot of our early learning is like this, though we tend to forget how teachers pushed us to read, write, and add up. The process has moved from being a new, enjoyable game to being a boring imposition, to being something that we one day realize that we can do without effort. A great deal of magical skills and abilities from meditation to clairvoyance are learned this way. Hope you feel better. Fell on 2 stairs. Be careful what you wish for. You might get it, what you intend. Lol. Yeah. Self-assessment. This is the ability to make judgments about your own progression. As magic can be sometimes a nebulous subject with vague terms of reference, self-assessment can be difficult. A great part of some magical systems is the development of a symbolic frame of reference in which the student can place herself in terms of where she is, where she was, and where she is going. As you will see in the following section on magical dangers, it is all too easy for magicians to develop an inflated sense of their own enlightenment, but equally it is similarly easy to deny according yourself with making any progress at all. The magical diary is great help here. You might not think that you've progressed in a given length of time, but providing you've been keeping a record of your practice, then you should be able to see some differences between when you began the practice and where you are now. Being able to assess yourself is an important yet sometimes underrated aspect of magical development. Some students turn to teachers or gurus to tell them where they are, which can bring its own problems, especially if one comes to expect the guru to take total responsibility for everything. And some so-called teachers are only too willing to do this. When it comes down to it, the one who knows you is best, of course, is yourself. Is yourself. Thus, you must grit your teeth and be prepared to acknowledge in your diary your weak areas and the conversations which you have with yourself to convince yourself that you can't do X. It can be useful to divide a page into 2 columns and list your perceived strengths and weaknesses that you would like to change, and how you perceive magic as being able to help you change. Know thyself was the admonition to the initiate in the Greek illusion mysteries, and it remains a core axiom for magicians to this present day. Is magic dangerous? Though it is rarely admitted, there are certain pitfalls that magicians are prone to, and even the most advanced of us can end up in them. Some of the pitfalls associated with the practice of magic are isolation, Magicitis, obsession, cosmic tragedy, paranoia, Gnostic burnout. Let's parse this apart, shall we? Isolation. Isolation precedes madness. Yet most how-to books on magic are written for the solo practitioner. Although magicians tend to be individualists, it is well to remember that we are social beings too, and we rarely grow in isolation to others. Hence, a major reason for the existence of magical orders, groups, and courses. Although not everyone likes working in a group, it is nonetheless useful to have someone with whom you can discuss your ideas, progress, problems, and feelings with. Even if people do not share your interests, a sympathetic ear is often helpful. Magic is not about retreating from the world, but a way of becoming more effective within it. If you can't communicate what's going on inside you to another person, and likewise you are unable to hear other people's opinions, then it is very easy to end up in some of the other pitfalls. And that harkens back to our card today. The Hermit reversed, come out of isolation. I'm great at seeing my own weaknesses, yet I never see my strengths. Also, I know why I'm like this. Well, the upside is knowing why you're like this is a step in the right direction, right? So that's like the first step in overcoming something, is knowing what to overcome. So I think in your position, having a strengths chart and a weaknesses chart would be extremely beneficial. Your strengths might seem sparse in the beginning, but I dare say that in 6 months, like, your strength list would grow exponentially. I was raised to believe that I only deserve to be isolated, living with disabilities in a society that stigmatizes the fact that we exist. Well, I would room with you. So we got the opposite. We got Magicitis. Some books on magic tend to give the impression that a magus is someone who can do anything, from crossing the abyss overnight to balancing his checkbook. Magicitis covers the syndrome for people who, despite what their peers think of them, feel themselves to have reached some exalted state. I have a whole binder dedicated to examining my strengths, weaknesses, and proclivities. It also made me realize the qualities I want in friends and what qualities repel me. It's only now that I'm working hard not to isolate myself. Well, I hope I can help. I mean, granted, physically I'm super in isolation, but I do these streams every day, and I take advantage in as many streams as I can, and all of that wacky stuff. Which is, oh, this is cute. Magicitis covers the syndrome for people who, despite what their peers think of them, feel themselves to have reached some exalted state, which is usually synonymous with behaving like a complete arsehole. Verbatim. It is very easy for magicians to convince themselves that they are the best thing since sliced bread, and hence above everyone else. Journal I'm writing now requires death by fire when full. Ooh, wow. So hold on, I have... Oh. 2 novellas. Great. BC was checking in with me. Sadly, the sufferer of magicitis tends to be seen by others as a figure of scorn, pity, or fun, or someone to avoid at all costs. Their inflated sense of own importance is rarely shared by anyone else, and their antics often put other people off the idea of becoming a magician. Sufferers often display intense desire to be a guru or a teacher, presumably so that they can acquire a captive audience who will reinforce their sense of being right in the face of all evidence to the contrary. As they find it difficult to accept that anyone could possibly be at their level of illumination, they lack the ability to develop the empathy, communication, and social skills that makes for an effective teacher. In short, if you think that you are wonderful, but no one else seems to agree, then it's time to have a very close look at yourself. Oh no, that's not a downer. That's not a downer. I think there is a lot to be said for writing things with which you would like to release and into a book and then just burning the whole book. There's a lot to be said for that. Like, here is like the worst aspects of my year. And I, instead of just writing it on a Post-it or whatever and then burning that, you are burning an entire journal. And there is power in that. All right, obsession. Obsession is not a danger that is exclusive to magic. You can become obsessed about anything, from sex to train spotting, but the common factor present in all obsessions is that you can't talk about anything else. Yeah, when someone said to me that there's no one in the world that's up there with them, I was like, dangerous person alert. And they wanted to be a teacher. Yeah, I gotcha. Magicitis. Being obsessed with magic is a popular trip. I've done it myself. Constantly going on about magic to all and sundry, regardless of whether or not they're really interested, and if the conversation turns to something beyond magic, suddenly feel uncomfortable. Then there's the sinister behavior that sometimes manifests, cultivating a glamour of being an outsider and staring into people's eyes. This is often a cover for a lack of social skills and a gnawing sense of inferiority. Cosmic tragedy. Those who enter the world of magic often feel a sense of tremendous urgency to put the world to rights, become illuminated, and do all manner of idealistic things in tremendous hurry. Suddenly, everything that happens takes on a magical significance. So too, one's fears, worries, and problems take on a cosmic dimension, where you're not merely going through a bad patch, but are having a cosmic initiation that no one else can possibly understand, and it is vital to the future of the human race. It's a bit much. Paranoia. It is amazing how quickly we can, either alone or in a group, generate an atmosphere of magical paranoia, which tends to create a situation where something odd is likely to happen, which of course is when then going to be seen as evidence for an attack being underway. And then what happens? That's right, you start looking for enemies. But you might say magical times magical times of 10. Magical attack does happen. Yes, sorry. Let me try that paragraph again. It's amazing how quickly we can, either alone or in a group, generate an atmosphere of magical paranoia, which tends to create a situation where something odd is likely to happen, which of course is then going to be seen as evidence for an attack being underway. And then what happens? That's right, you start looking for enemies. But you might say magical attack does happen. Well, yes, it does, but I would argue that 9 times out of 10, one only has to look in the mirror to see the source of the bad vibes. Over the last 15 years or so, I've only detected 3 magical attacks, which is surprising given the talent I seem to have for upsetting people, of which each has been corroborated by other people and which, fortunately, I've been able to do something about at the time. But I've met any amount of occultists who were convinced that they were under attack by Satanists, Black Logists, Chaos Magicians, etc., etc. I'm not gonna lie, when I was a teenager, I wasn't sleeping a lot, right? Starting in 8th grade, going on up until I was well into my 20s, I would do my best to not shed skin or nails or hair, because someone could use those effects against me. So I usually pocketed any stuff that I wore BDUs at the time, so I was, I had a ton of pockets. My shrink looks at me like, but I'm like, I'm different now. So I was pretty convinced that my ex-boyfriend was cursing me for like 5 years. Yeah. It was crazy. A lot of this sounds like great ways for narcissists to lure in their new supply. Lots of grandiosity problems. Indeed. And it happens a lot in chaos magic. Absolutely. When I was a teen, around 17, I had nightmares every day for 1.5 years. I know I was under attack, but I'll never know who. So I did a bunch of protection stuff. The problem with the protection stuff is that now in retrospect, I wasn't banishing first. So I was keeping toxicity and just bad psychic energy inside just as much as I was repelling it. It's better to put your energy into protection magic than paranoia. Well, now I know. It is, but you gotta remember to banish first, and then replace it with love and forgiveness and all of that jazz, right? So when you cleanse or banish, with banishing, you have to replace it with something nice, right? However, if you feel like you're under attack, like you're not sleeping, you're not eating, you're having nightmares and you're under psychic attack, basically, which is a thing. It is totally a thing. you need to banish and replace and then protect. It makes sense. Got to clean the wound before it will heal. Exactly. Otherwise, you're just going to go gangrenous. I know from experience. It was a poor decision on my part, but I didn't know any better. It's not like someone taught me. I had to do a lot of homework. Just within the last few years, too, was I learning this kind of stuff. The one rhyme that I taught my kindergartners when I was a teacher was "the dirt that makes it hurt," to remind them to clean their cuts, but it works in many areas, and they remembered it. The dirt that makes it hurt. That's awesome to teach young ones. It's applicable to many aspects of your life. So I wasn't wrong. I was being attacked, but I was going about my protection the wrong way. I was skipping a rather important step. Gnostic burnout, which I understand how that could happen, very much so. Gnostic burnout occurs when you've been overdoing it magically. Often this is the case of too many rituals in a very short space of time, or a result of not thoroughly grounding yourself after a particularly heavy session. Some people are of the opinion that if you're a good magician, then this shouldn't happen. Personally, I am of the opinion that if you're a good magician, then you have to expect this sort of occurrence as your practice propels you into weird states of consciousness, strange bodily sensations, and downright weirdness. My own response to episodes of Gnostic Burnout is to go off and have a good lie down, and support from other people helps too. Oh, I look like a peacock, do I? The information was taken well, and the anxiety was replaced with love. And exhale. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad. Where possible, chaos magic uses simple explanations for magical techniques, relating them very much to aspects of everyday experience. Belief in concepts such as chakras, the astral plane, karma, reincarnation, auras, magical energies, cosmic powers, and so forth is optional and a matter of personal taste. But you don't have to believe in any of this to work effective magic. Nor is magic something which stands apart from the rest of your life. Magic is not so much something that you do occasionally behind closed doors or in the space behind closed eyes, but a way of living your life, a way of approaching the world you move through and everything in it. Some magical workbooks give the impression that you become a magician by experimenting with practical exercises, taking on particular beliefs, and learning a specialist vocabulary with which you can talk to other magicians. For the moment, I went to pose the question, what makes a good magician? As I have intimated, being a magician is more than dressing up in a black robe, attempting to cast spells, invoking gods, and using strange terminology that only other initiates understand. Being a good magician, at least from the relativistic perspective of a chaos magic, is being effective and adaptive in many areas of one's life is possible. To expand on this definition further, I will examine 5 key qualities associated with effective magicians, which we will hang out and do that tomorrow, for it is long. It is long. So maybe I'll write a thing where we build armor, where we banish, where we cleanse, rather. Well, we cleanse every morning, right? Most mornings. I'm not gonna lie. This song, I swear. So how are you guys doing this morning? The idea of doing like a spell in the morning. So I have been doing these meditations that have, let me post a link. So here's the deal. I'm prepping for Lisa's stream, getting presentable while I listen to your stream. Cool. Oh, hey, maybe I can hop on to Lisa's stream too. Let me message her. Can I message you? No. I've gotten used to Discord, which makes it so easy. Can I hang out with you guys this morning? All right. I'm cleaning the corner of my room to see if I can manage to build a blanket for it. Pixar, it didn't happen. Pretty good. It's warmer. Made a yummy breakfast. I'm about to bike to my hometown to pick up a figurine my village mom got me and trade books at the little free libraries. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. That's fantastic. Hell to the yes, Tani. Hell to the yes. So I am definitely gonna see if she is willing to have me on today. Everything is great. Just doing my morning stream and maybe joining Lisa's. Katarina, if you're still around, that would mean that I might bump back our meeting today If I am on Lisa's stream, can't join at Lisa's. Wednesday afternoons are completely booked with non-writing. I won't be writing, I will be drawing, but productivity, obviously. Shimmy dance. I jumped over to Savvy's stream to see if they were still there, and I came into them talking butts. I love you all so much fun, so much chill. Yeah. Wednesdays are... That works, okay. So 1 o'clock Eastern. I'm gonna work on drawings for our book. And yeah. And then I'll have something to show. Just checking in. I forget to check up on writing friends in a personal way and just get word nerdy. Oh, I get it. I'll update you tonight if you're up for it. Because I don't know how on point she is with my life. I need to draw too, so no worries. Okay, great. You were ahead last week anyway. So I wanna tinker with the art style a little bit today. I'm probably going to put together page 1 and color it, and that'll change the style quite a bit. All right. Thank you all for joining me this morning. If you liked this video at any point, please hit the like button. If you would like to see what I do for the rest of this book of Condensed Chaos, then please hit subscribe, maybe even ring that bell on the off chance that I will, YouTube will notify you. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. And maybe on Lisa's stream.